Tiger Kingdom. And Tiger Kingdom is about 20 minutes outside of Chiang Mai, and once you get there you can see a handful of tiger toys, tiger teddies, tiger shirts, tiger everything. It's not the biggest attraction theme park in the world, and the whole idea is to basically have your photo taken with tiger, and they have different sized tigers. Obviously they don't always have cubs, and here's some people going in for the tiger photo here. Most of the tigers are pretty much like kitty cats that you have in your own house. They sleep most of the time, and they're also born in captivity and reared by these trainers, and they know these trainers very well. The tigers in this park, and this is one of 3 parks that Thailand has for tigers, and all the money raised goes to keeping the tigers breeding and having pups or cubs, if you want to put it that way. So people pay a bit of money, and we got there in the low season, fortunately in April. So apparently in the high season, in the Chinese high season, there can be a lineup of 2 hours to get in with a cat. So these cats are fed on milk and chicken, which sounds odd, but it makes them more relaxed and tame as well. And most of what we saw in the cat action was just chilling out, and the cats were often sort of encouraged by the trainers and the keepers to sort of, you know, look slightly interested in being in a photograph, which was the main purpose of most people going into the cage. If you didn't pay to go into a cage, you could watch from outside the cage. They don't let more than a couple of people in the cage at a time, and we were outside the cage, let the kids in there, you know, as a good parent does, let the kids in the cage with a tiger. So these guys are pretty laid back, but you know, there are times where the tigers will sort of move, and the trainers are pretty quick to sort of make sure that they don't sort of do anything surprising, especially to a guest. So yeah, most photos are encouraged to be taken with the guest near the back end of the animal, because that's not where the biting part is. So yeah, I mean, Thailand's actually the best place in the world for tigers to live, and in fact their numbers are increasing in the wild. Internationally, the Indo-Chinese tiger in 2010 only had about 350 tigers in the entire world population, but Thailand increased the amount of wild reserve for the tigers, so now they're actually increasing in the wild. They're not even sure if there's even any tigers in China anymore, other than in parks. And unfortunately, the sickening behaviour of people selling tiger parts for medicine still goes on, because if you live in the middle of nowhere and you can catch a tiger and it can pay for your lifestyle for the next 10 years, then people will do that. So yeah, that's Tiger Kingdom. I haven't told you too much about it, but of course you go to their website or their Facebook page, which I'll include in the detail section below. So yeah, if you're really poor, make sure you get a red taxi out to the park and just go in for a meal, and you don't have to pay to actually go in, so you can do that. To another episode of The Life and Times of an Artist Who Paints,
makes music and meets people, and then wraps it all up by sideshows. For your entertainment, please don't ever be lonely, and don't feel unloved.
Join me on Patreon.
This is the Stephen Dix Chronicles.